Thobs today laid on my spirit. The first one is coming from the first one is coming from Enoch. Enoch. So let me get this one on the screen. The first Kathab is coming from Enoch 104, and then the second one is coming from Second Corinthians. Second Corinthians. All right. So this is Enoch 104. And for those who are still learning, you guys are going out there grabbing the books and the different lost writings. Just be careful. A lot of the enemies have altered Enoch, and they have put a lot of outrageous things inside of Enoch. And I believe they did that on purpose to keep us away from it and to say, look, that got some foolish stuff in it. It got all this mysticism in there. But Enoch, there's several different versions of Enoch, so be careful with Enoch. But this is Enoch chapter 104, and I was pondering about this class throughout the week or last week. I'm like, I can't say for sure, but I think this is this is us. This is our time. So this is going to be Enoch 104, and I'm going to start at verse 7. Enoch 104 verse 7, and it says, "And although you sinners say, all our sins shall not be searched out and written down, nevertheless all your sins shall be recorded every day. And now I show you that light and the darkness, day and night. See all your sins." Verse 9. "Don't be godless in your lob in your heart, and do not lie nor alter the words of uprightness. Do not lie or alter the words of uprightness, nor charge with lying the words of the Holy Great One, nor charge with lying the words of the Holy Great One, nor take account of your idols. For all lying and all your godlessness do not result in righteousness, but in great sin." Verse 10. "And now I know this mystery, that sinners will alter and pervert the words of righteousness in many ways, and will speak wicked words, and lie, and practice great deceits, and write books concerning all their words." Verse 11. "But when they write down truthfully all my words in their languages, and do not change or diminish anything from my words, but write them down truthfully, all that I have first testified concerning them, then I know another mystery, that books will be given to the righteous and the wise to become a cause of joy and uprightness and much wisdom." All praises to the great I am. I believe the Most High restoring us to our culture, and we putting this Greco-Roman, English, Latin Bible back into the Paleo-Hebrew. I believe this is us putting Abba's words back into the truth. Oh man, I'm excited about this thing. I'm excited about this thing. Come hell or high water, I'm not leaving this. You can't convince me otherwise. Oh my goodness. Man, that was Enoch 104. And verse 9 saying, "Nor charge with lying the words of the Holy Great One." That's what they're doing with their Christian dogma. You think God only loves Israel? You think that law saves you? And the Most High was like, yes. Yes. Out of all the families of the earth, I've only known you. What's that? Amos 5 and 3 or 3 and 5? Because how can two walk together except they agree? So when we say Abba prefers Israel over all the other people, the text and the prophecies support that. And now that we're putting our scrolls back into the original language, our eyes are being illuminated and the truth is being revealed to us. and I'm glad about it. Any comments or questions about that verse? All right, can you take us to Second Corinthians? I think it's 4 and 3. Is it? Did I call that? Did I call 4 and 3 or 3 and 4?
Uh, 2 Corinthians 4, verses 1 through 5.
Okay. Second
My
Corinthians 4 1 through 5. Shema, go ahead. You got it.
book, the 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of Allahim deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of Allahim. But if our basar or report be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious report of Mashiach, who is the image of Allahim, should shine unto them. Verse 5. For we preach not ourselves, but Mashiach Yahweh Shai, the Adonaiah, and ourselves your servants for Yahweh Shai's sake.
All praise the water for that. This is so much meat. We could have a whole class here. The point I was going to make, and we're going to move on unless somebody has something else. The truth that we're teaching and the truth that we're receiving is only hid to those who are lost. It's only confusing to those who are stuck in religious dogma. Because when we come in here with a humble heart and take the time to put the work in, everything becomes apparent. You don't need 4 or 5 years of cemetery school. You don't need someone putting oil on your head and pushing your head back. Let it go, let it go. He got it, he got it. You don't need none of that. You just obey the commandments, walk uprightly, and Abba manifests himself to you. So we're preaching Christ. We're preaching the only Christ that matters. There have been many Christs, and every nation has their own Christ. Christ is just a Hebrew word that means anointed, appointed. So we're teaching and preaching the Messiah that's appointed to save Israel and righteous strangers. That's what we're teaching here. Any comments or questions about that verse there? All right.
And I did want to speak on I had Enoch 104 highlighted. I guess it's just like you said, it's different versions, and so it read differently in the one that I have on my phone. But I know verse 10 in this version that I have, it says, another mystery also I point out, to the righteous and the wise shall be given books or sephirims of joy, of integrity, and of great wisdom. To them shall these books be given, in which they shall believe, and in which they shall rejoice, and all the righteous shall be rewarded, who from these shall acquire the knowledge of every upright path. In those days, saith Yahweh, they shall call to the children of the earth, and make them listen to their wisdom, show them that they are their leaders, and their remunerations shall take place over the whole earth. For I and my son will forever hold communion with them in the paths of uprightness while they are still alive. Peace shall be yours. Rejoice, children of integrity in the truth. I just thought that was a beautiful read. I had it highlighted when I read the book of Enoch. But that in itself, like you said, we rejoice because we have this truth. We have this wisdom that the Most High has bestowed upon us. And so it's a beautiful thing to behold and have.
Man, that's powerful. And again, we're not stretching this because the Christian world, Christendom, they don't accept Enoch. It doesn't fit their religion. It doesn't fit their philosophy. But what she just read about the righteous children receiving books and they teach them to the rest, that's found in your so-called canon, because Jeremiah Jeremiah man Jeremiah 44, and we will go. We have many people say we will go with you, for we have heard that God or Yah is with you, and they shall all be taught of Jacob or from Jacob. So even your KJV or your so-called Masoretic text supports what she just read in Enoch. So if you want to reject Enoch, oh, it's plagiarized, or it has all kind of wicked stuff in it, what she just read about the righteous receiving saparium or sephers or books, and we're teaching others, is inside the Masoretic text. This is how we kick it. We keep it in context, and just give me book. Just give me something I can read. Don't give me this philosophy that sounds good, and then you got that little fruity tooty organist hitting that A flat. Nah, I don't. We're tired of that. We're tired of being entertained. Give me some concrete text that's making sense, and that's what we're doing here. All praise to the great I am, sis. The water for that verse. Anyone else?
That's Zechariah chapter 8, verses 20 through 23 that you're talking about.
Oh, the water for having my back with that one. All praises. So what she just read could be what she just read in Enoch 104, a very more detailed version can be found in Zechariah 8. The righteous will teach to other people. All praises. So I'm excited because I don't have to go to work on Pagan Monday, but we don't have to get through this class. But what I wanted to do today to continue on the lines of destroying Christian dogma is to go over DABARYAM wa KARATAM Part 2, Oaths and Covenants. And we'll see how far we get. Again, I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to, belabor it. We don't have to rush through this, but let's just see what the Most High gives us. This is DABARYAM wa KARATAM Part 2, Oaths and Covenants. So last week we introduced the word karat and dabar, and karatam is the plural of karat. So the roots are there underlined in white, and karat just means to cut or divide, and that's how we would make an ancient contract. And then we learned that the word dabar is most commonly translated for the word or to speak a word, but we found in a few contexts of scripture, dabar also means to make a promise or an oath. So that's what this series is about. We're contrasting the difference between a karat and a dabar. A karat is more serious than a dabar, because a karat and a barat are different. So dabar is just another word that means oath, but barat, now we're going to introduce barat. If you ever heard anyone say they pronounce it the Brit Hadashah, Brit is a pagan form of barat. So when you hear someone say Brit Hadashah, they're trying to articulate the new covenant. We would say Barat Chadash, renewed covenant. So that word Brit is from Barat. So today what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at history and show the difference between a karat and a barat. A karat and a barat. Again, a karat means to cut. Two parties are forming a pact by cutting up animals, and we're going to see the difference between a karat and a barat. Just given the context of karat, the karat starts with the palm of the hand. The palm of the hand can contextualize working or works. So the works of man being sealed. Me and a different party, me and another man, we're going to seal our word or seal our contract by our works. The works is cutting up an animal. So one way to process karat is works of a man being sealed. We just formed this contract, and the work is cutting up these animals, and these animals cutting up, and we pass it through these animals. That sealed our word. That's just one way to process karat. Now, barat, on the other hand, barat or barat has a connotation of by a man's seal. Ba, because the word the Hebrew glyph ba could represent a prefix meaning by. So by a man's seal. So barat is different. You'll see the difference between a barat and a karat. Any questions or comments about that? So, and again, the Strongs is up there. If you guys want to do your word study, which I do encourage, I suggest you do that. Karat is Strong's H for Hebrew, 3772. And the major difference between a karat is a karat requires parties to shed blood with the perfect understanding that breach of contract may lead to death. That's how serious a karat is. A karat means you understand that if you breach contract, you could face death. That's very serious. Karat is very serious. The first example of a karat is Barashat 15, Genesis 15 verses 9 through 18. We read it last week. That's when Abraham set up the animals for the Most High. The Most High put Abraham to sleep, and when Abraham woke up, he saw the pieces of animals smoking or smoldering. He understood what had happened. So the first example of a karat is in Genesis 15, where the Most High pretty much makes a covenant with himself that if he don't bless Abraham and Abraham's seed, the Most High will destroy himself. Because when you go back and read Genesis 15, you will see Abraham was asleep. He didn't pass through those pieces. So that Christian dogma that everybody can be part of Abraham's covenant because Abraham all Abraham did is have faith and all Abraham did is believe. Well, Abraham doesn't have a covenant. Abraham didn't create a covenant. The Most High gave Abraham a guarantee. I'm going to bless you. You're going to be great. Your seed is going to be great. And I'm putting you to sleep. I'm passing through these animals by myself. Any comments or questions? We don't have to read that because that's review. Any comments or questions about karat or the first example of that? No? All right. So, and y'all let me know because I can't tell if the signal goes out or not. So if you guys, just let me know we're still here. Now we're going to take a look at barat. Barat is Hebrews or Strong's H for Hebrew, 1285. Strong's H, 1285. Barat. Barat requires a commitment by one party, but the commitment may be conditional. Y'all see the difference already in karat and barat? Barat, one party just makes a commitment, but it could be conditional. One of the most common examples is us being parents. We'll tell our children, if you behave, I'm going to take you to get ice cream. If you get straight A's, I'm going to buy you a car. That would be a barat. I'm making a commitment, but it's conditional. So by a man's seal, I'm sealing my word. I'm sealing my promise. It's the same. It's a synonymous with making an oath. So barat and oath are pretty much synonymous. Versus karat causes two people to take action and understanding that each party may be killed. Versus barat, only one person is making a commitment. Any comments or questions about that?
And I just wanted to make sure I got it from my own personal understanding. So, would you say that uh, would it be a karat or barat what we did on Mount Sinai?
On Mount Sinai, that's going to be an example of a karat because we were so deep, the whole nation couldn't walk through those animals. So what Moshe did, he cut those animals up, and the Most High just told him because we were so we were I forgot the number, but we were over 600,000. So we can't all what I mean. We was so what Abba told Moshe to do is take the blood, dip the I say brush for lack of a better word, dip the blood or dip the branch or the brush inside that animal's blood, and then sprinkle it over the people. So that's like a substance. That's the best we can do because we were so many people. So I would say Mount Sinai is an example of a karat. That makes sense. Anyone
Okay.
disagree? See it something
Con.
different?
That's
Anybody else?
what I was thinking.
That's my, that's how I'm taking because we just was too many people. We couldn't all, with the children and the animals. So I'm thinking the Most High says this is going to suffice a car ride. Just sprinkle the people with the blood, and y'all agreeing to this. Y'all agreeing to this because again the Most High says take this to the people and see if will they agree it. And the people told Masha all that the Most High say we'll do, and he sprinkled the blood, and that sealed that car ride. If that makes sense. So, if you don't mind, let's read one of the greatest um examples of a barat in the Bible, and that's Genesis 9. And while we're going here, because when we start to talk about covenants, now we're already pointing out that Slakia, the pagans can't match us word for word. They just can't match our language word for word. So if you guys catch the playback, we just introduced three different words that have three different kind of connotations. Karat, Dabar, and now Barat. Karat, Dabar, and now Barat. Those three different words have three different connotations or can have different powers to them. But the pagans, every time they saw that, they used the word covenant. Every time they saw these words, they just translate as covenant. So now when we tell people that we are the ones in covenant with the Most High, Christian dogma says, well, all you got to do is have faith like Abraham and you're in covenant with the Most High. And then when they get really desperate, I'm talking about the Christians, when they get really desperate, they take you back to Noah and show you that the whole world is in covenant. So let's go back to Genesis 9, and we're going to read 9, 1 through 17, and we're going to correct this poor doctrine. Barashat in the beginning, chapter 9, 1 through 17.
This is Barashat, or Genesis chapter 9, verse 1. And Elohim blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. But the flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall you not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it. And at the hand of man, and at the hand of every man's brother, will I require the life of a man.
So this is
These
post Salakia Op. So everybody is staying with us. This is post flood. This is after the flood. The wickedness has been purged off the earth. It's only Noah and his three sons and their wives. Now the Most High is telling them, go ahead, replenish the earth, be fruitful and multiply. Christians, especially the polished apologists, they love to take you back here to negate all the Abrahamic. They feel like if they could take you pre-Abrahamic, they can prove that God is in covenant with mankind because Noah and his three sons make up mankind right here. So that's the tricks they do. Let's go back pre-Abrahamic and prove that everybody has a covenant with God. That's why we're going here. I just want everyone to be with us so no one is lost while we're reading this. The Most High is telling them, replenish the earth, don't eat blood, and don't shed blood, because if you do, I'm going to shed your blood. That's where we're at. Read on, Op.
verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of Elohim made he man. And you, be ye fruitful and multiply. Bring forth abundantly in the arataza and multiply therein.
So this is so, man. Man, I'm getting overwhelmed here. I'm getting excited. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. So what I just read here, family, he says, verse 6, for in the image of Yah he made man. And the only men here are Noah, Shem, Japheth, and Ham. So Noah is the progenitor. Shem, Ham, and Japheth are the three sons. So the pagans or the Christians are going to say everybody was made in the image of God because these three sons are about to populate the earth. So that's the reason they try to go back before Abraham to prove their point that we're all made in God's image and we all are in covenant with God because of these three sons. Everyone's, I pray you understand. I pray you're tracking. If not, please feel free to ask questions. Khan, I love you, Op. Read on, Op.
Verse 8. And Elohim spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth.
So now we see the word, verse 9, we see that pagan word covenant again. And this is when the translation is falling short. The only word they have to suit is covenant. But that's why we have to learn the original Paleo or Baryam or Hebrew, because is it a karat or is it a barat? So he's about to make a pact, but now he's saying I'm making it with you and your sons and with all the animals on the ark. So are the animals going to walk through pieces of flesh to make a karat? Let's see. Read on, Op.
Uh, Remind me that you made that comment right there too. I'm gonna let you
Go
land
ahead.
your
No, go ahead,
plane.
Op. Go ahead. I
I
ain't in no
was
rush. Go ahead.
I was actually I was looking for the precept, but there's a precept that when we go back to Yerushalayim, Akashabaya, we go back to our land, the Most High is going to drive out all the ravenous, vicious beasts out of the land. So if the Christian standpoint is by this covenant, we're all Abraham's people and God's people, then it would be contradictory because it just said that he's making this same covenant with the animals too, all the animals. You see what I'm saying? So if he's making this covenant with all the animals, with Noah, with his sons, then why is he going to drive out the ravenous beasts when Israel goes back to their homeland?
Khan, Khan. It's just that's a great witness that these translations are really not articulating what Abba is intending. That's a great point, Ab. Great point. We can try to find that verse too before we close out because I recall it. I just can't remember the book. I can't remember the book right now.
So I'll start back over at verse 9. Barashat or Genesis chapter 9, verse 9. And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And Elohim said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between Elohim and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. In verse 17, and Elohim said unto Noah, this is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth.
All praise the water for that. This is why they take you here to show you that all this Israelite talk, all this Abraham talk, all this Jacob talk is nonsense because God or the Most High has a covenant with all flesh. And two things, this is not a karat because Noah and his three sons and all these beasts that's coming off the ark, they didn't pass through any torn up flesh with the Most High. So this is the perfect example of a barat by the Most High's mark. That bow in the sky is the Most High's mark. So by his mark or by his seal, we're reminded, no, this ain't the flood. But this is not a covenant. This is not a covenant. Any comments or questions about that? Noah and his sons did not do anything. The Most High just made a barat, and this barat he just made has conditions. Has conditions. Do not eat blood. Do not shed blood. Be righteous. It has conditions. So if this was a man, I want to get ahead. If this was a Karaite, we'd be in trouble. If this was a Karaite where we both entered between these animals and we knew that death was a result of breach of contract, why is this earth still here? We got all kind of wickedness availing right now. So this is not a covenant. This is not a Karaite. This is another example where this so-called holy Bible, this word of God, is falling short because the translators didn't know the culture. Remember our tribal declaration. These are Israelite scrolls written by Israelites. If you don't understand the Israelites, you're not going to understand these scrolls. Any comments or questions about this? Does anyone see it different? Listen, I'm not dogmatic. This is not a covenant. This is the Most High pretty much giving us a barat. I'm gonna give you a token by the Most High's mark. You know this is not going to be the flood again. Any comments or questions before we move on? So, religious dogma, specifically Christianity, attempts to circumvent or even change prophecy by returning to pre-Abrahamic oaths. However, this futile attempt to change prophecy fails miserably once the light of Yah has illuminated our minds. They try to circumvent the promises and prophecies to Israel and go back before Abraham. That's what they have to do to make their religion make sense. We're going to just introduce this, and then I think we're going to have save the rest for later. This is Jubilees, Yabalam chapter 7, verse 20. Yabalam 7 and 20. Shamaria, you want to help out? You tired out? You all right?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's read Jubilees 7 and 20, and we're going to prove that this oath he just made with the whole world, Noah's and his sons, this barat that he made, we're going to see what happened to it, okay? That's why we're going here. Yabalam is Jubilees chapter 7 verse 20. When you ready, Op.
Shema, this is your Balaam, chapter 7, verse 20. And in the 28th Jubilee, Noah began to enjoin upon his sons the ordinances and commandments.
To
And
who?
all
To who?
His sons' sons, his grandchildren, and further.
What does that sound like, Masha Pop? His son's
His
son.
his neighbor, right?
Come
His
on now.
continuance.
Come on now. You see, I pray that you babes and you new people can see we're not stretching these things out. We're just learning our true culture, our original language, and the text is agreeing with us. The pagan word neighbor, we understand now. I just so happen to live in a so-called black community. My whole street is our people, so they are really my neighbors. Only one knows that. Matter of fact, Elder went to Shabbat service this morning. He was dressed up, had his bow tie on, so he knows that we're Israelites. But everybody on my street, except I'm sorry, Slocky. Well, even them, we have some Indians down the street, and they practice that that idol worship. But deep down, they could be bruised because we were in India and Persia. So I take them off, and then further down the street, we have a family of so-called Africans, and I'm not sure if they're Somalians or what. But again, they could be bruised because we were over in that land. So long story short, my neighbors are really my true neighbors. I'm not sure if they all Hebrews or not, but Shamoya, can you let him in? Because I would have to minimize my screen. Let the op Nolan in, the water op. So the Hebrew word Rai means sons, and this verse proves what we're saying. I pray someone can understand that. I pray someone understand that. You had anything?
I was just gonna say, when you look at the word father and son, it shows you uh that same what's the word I'm looking for? It shows you the similarities when it comes to rye, because the ox head with the floor plan, the ox head being the first, and the floor plan can be the first vessel, father, the first, and then the bond is the floor plan with the seed, and that floor plan can mean coming from inside
Yeah.
and continuing.
Calm.
So it
Yes,
can be
sir.
that vessel continued,
Yes,
just
sir.
like when the Most High told Adam all of the plants, the things that have seeds within itself. If you take an apple and you want to make more apples, what do? You take the seed that's already in that apple and put it in the ground, and it will continue.
Come on
The
now.
same thing with the father. The
Come on
father
now.
has a seed. He finds a wife. He plants that seed in that plot of ground, and he will continue through his son that he brings forth when his wife conceives. So I just wanted to add that on to what you were saying.
It's just so practical. It's just so practical. It just makes sense. Just makes sense. So we're just pointing out that word we learned today, Rai. We see it right in this text. Noah is teaching his son's sons. It says his son's sons. That means his three sons' sons. He's teaching his posterity. What is he teaching them, Op?
The ordinances and commandments.
I thought the commandment started with Moses. I
It
thought Mo.
says that Noah began to enjoin upon his son's sons the ordinances and commandments,
Come on now.
and all the judgments that he knew, and he exhorted his sons to observe righteousness and to cover the shame of their flesh,
Put on clothes. Don't be naked.
and to bless their creator, and honor father and mother,
Do what?
and honor father and mother.
I thought that started on Mount Sinai.
Mm-mm.
That's our fifth commandment, is it? Or the fourth commandment? No, the fourth is the Sabbath. That's the fifth commandment, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
How did Noah know about it if Moses just got it on Sinai? What we're pointing out, Masha Pak, I'm being sarcastic on purpose because I'm created in the image of my father. But for the new people, I don't want to go over your heads. What we're pointing out, Christian dogma is going to tell you that the commandments or the Sinaitic covenant, Moses' commandments were null and void because of Christ. But these commandments are the same commandments that Noah taught his sons. And where did Noah get them from? Noah got them from all the way back from Enoch to Adam. The Most High says, I am the Most High, I change not. So Adam didn't receive one thing and Noah something different. We all are passing on the same things. Now, situations may change, alter, that things are like anyway. Can you get that hand out, Shamaria? Oh, I got it. Go ahead, sis Amanaya.
I also just wanted to mention that it's my understanding that all the books in the Bible are not in chronological order.
Con, that is a very good point. My wife also found that out when she began to study, and it caused her to be confused. So these are all the things, like, it seems minor what sis just said, but when you start to try to make sense of this stuff, it's confusing. How you, in this book, this person is still living, but in the other book, so you have to take that in consideration. They didn't put our, I believe, y'all double check me. Listen, these years are flying by. I believe chronologically, Job should be the first book. I believe that. Don't hold me to it again. Y'all know these years is rolling. But I believe chronologically, Job should be the first book. But that's a great point, sis. Great point. Where we at?
It says, and love their neighbor and guard their souls from fornication and uncleanness and all iniquity,
What's iniquity, family?
lawlessness.
Transgression of the law. Transgression of the law. So here's Jubilees 7 and 20. Noah is telling his sons and grandsons and great grandsons the same thing that Masha told us and the same thing that Yahushua came and told us. Any comments or questions about this verse here? Let's go over to your bottom chapter 10. Your bottom 10 and 17. I just want to point this out.
My. This is Yabalam, or Jubilees chapter 10, verse 17. And in his life on earth, he excelled the children of men, save Enoch, because of the righteousness wherein he was perfect.
Noah excelled all the children of men except Enoch. That's a resume. Mashapat, that's a resume. The only one beats me is Enoch. Oh my goodness, that is a resume. And then it says he was perfect. What they tell us in the Christian church? No man could be perfect.
No man perfect.
No man could be perfect. Here's Jubilees saying Noah and his righteousness was perfect. But we have to, okay, Pastor. Well, Jubilees ain't really authenticated. But we have it in your Masoretic text. Wasn't Zacharias and his wife perfect? Didn't who else was labeled perfect in his day? Zachariah and his wife, of course Noah, but they're quite, who else?
John.
Abraham, Abraham. That's in the Masoretic text. They are being called perfect. So where are you getting this doctrine from? No man can be perfect. No man can keep the law. It doesn't make sense. The text doesn't agree with you. Enoch is the only one who outranks Noah right now. He was perfect. Ak did a wonderful job last week with his series, Weapons Check, the Bible Boot Camp. So it just, I love it because Shamoria, I tell y'all, we don't talk. Our work schedule, different hours, we don't talk to each other. Just, if you got something Most High is dealing with you, go ahead and prepare and bring it out. And look, I come behind him the next week talking about the covenant, and we find out where Noah's being called perfect. Now the Christian, you know what the Christian's going to say? When Noah was a drunk. Noah got the scriptures mention him being drunk one time, and you label him a drunk. There's one instance recorded that Noah had too much wine, but your religion go ahead and label him a drunk. That's bananas. That's what they call that. That's libel, ain't it? You got one record where it's recorded I had too much wine, and your religion go ahead and call me a drunk. Where they do that at? But even in that instance that's recorded where he had too much wine, does the scripture say he sinned? The scriptures don't say he sinned. That's going back to my class I mentioned earlier about the covenant. These men have added all these layers and tiers and all these man-made ideas that the covenant themselves do not declare. This text is saying Noah was perfect. And these Christians going to swear up and down that, well, it's a bad translation. Well, you just don't understand the Hebrew. The Hebrew word is tamah. It's on the screen. We know what tamah means. Marked by the power, marked by the blood. I think Sister Joy had a great breakdown. She say? Watermark, the watermark. All of us, and for those who don't understand what we're saying by watermark, like if you go to grab an image off the internet, sometimes whoever created that image will have a watermark underneath where you got to purchase it from them for them to remove that water, so you can't steal their property. That's what we should have. We all should have a watermark on our spirits. The watermark on our spirits should be the Most High's commandments, and that the Most High's commandments has been sealed by the blood of Yahushua, the mark of the blood. My goodness, Father help us. Any comments or questions about that? I'm gonna get out y'all way. Defamation of character. Yes, thanks, Sister T. That's what I'm. Defamation of character. There's that one instance that he's recorded of having too much wine. Y'all call him a drunk. Well, I don't know what you're gonna call me then. I guess all them nights I was out my mind. My goodness. The defamation of character. Thanks, Sister T. Great definition. Any comments or questions about Noah being perfect? I just wanted to stop here because, again, my time here with you is short. I pray it's not, but my discernment, my time is short here. I wanted to give y'all enough meat and potatoes to destroy this Christian dogma when I'm not here. This whole Christian philosophy that no man can keep the law and God knew it, what verse is that? No man could be perfect and God knew it, what verse is that? The text actually tells you, be ye perfect as I'm perfect. But you telling me no man could be perfect. Why in the world would Christ say, be ye perfect as I'm perfect, if he knows I can't be perfect? What loving brother, what loving leader would give me an assignment that he know I can't do? That doesn't make sense. What father in his right mind would tell his 2-year-old, go cut the grass, boy, and hurry up for I whoop your behind? What loving father would do that? I know my 2-year-old ain't ready to cut no grass. But I know, hey, go put your pamper in the trash. I know he can understand that. But I ain't going to tell him go outside and cut no grass at 2 years old. So why would the Abba give me a whole contract that I can't keep? Don't bear false witness against your neighbor. Don't fornicate. Honor your father and mother. Don't have no powers or gods before me. Keep the Sabbath. Don't steal. Who can't do that? Man, I'm going to get out y'all way. Any comments or questions before we move on? I'm going to get out y'all way.
I just wanted to read Genesis chapter 17, verse 1.
Come.
It says, and when Abram was 90 years old and 9, so when he was 99, Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty Elohim. Walk before me and be thou perfect. So if it was according to what, the world likes to say that nobody could be perfect, why wasn't Abraham chastened or judged in this verse?
Con. Again, that this is just give me book. This is just give me book at its finest. Why would the Most High tell Abraham to be perfect if he knew he couldn't be perfect? Because these pastors, these Christians, are learning a Hebraic text from a Greco-Roman perspective, and they're looking at perfect as straight A's, coloring inside the lines, and we're looking at perfect as tamah, be marked by the blood, be marked by the power, and the greatest power for us is the Most High. So no, yes, I know I'm gonna have some bad days where I done said too much. I know I'm gonna have some bad days where I done lingered with this thought too much. But I'm going to tamah. I'm going to be marked by the power. I'm going to be marked by the blood of Yahushua. Forgive me, Abba. Forgive me and give me the strength. Give me the courage to press on. Give me the heart of flesh to ask for your mercy. Give me the heart of flesh to seek. What that verse say, Ak in the Sirach? Strive for truth unto death. Strive for the truth unto death. What is the truth? Your word is the truth. Your law is the truth. So yes, I know I'm going to have some bad days. I know Satan's going to have me on the ropes. Satan had our king on the ropes. Satan had our king on the ropes. So much so it said that the Malachim, the angels, had to come minister to him. So if he had the power to do that to the only begotten son, what do you think he can do to us? So yes, I'm going to have some bad days. But I ain't going to be no coward, no punk like, oh man, I can't do this. No. Father, give me the strength to carry on. I'm the son of David. I'm the nephew of David. You chose me to be holy. Give me the power to. Let me get out your way. Get out your way. Any other comments or questions before we move on? So that's why we wanted to stop here to point out that Noah was perfect, and even in the Masoretic text, our elders are being labeled perfect, tamah, being marked with power, being marked by the blood. That's all we stopped there for. I think we're going to stop maybe one or two slides. We're going to stop and continue on. Now let's go over to, this is what we really came for, Masha Pop. I want y'all to pay attention, because what we just set up, we set you up with Genesis chapter 9. Post-flood, the Most High is giving them a barat. A barat is a man establishing his seal. So he gave them a barat that had conditions. Don't y'all eat blood. Don't spit. Don't shed man's blood. Teach your sons to be righteous. And that way, when I do bring rain again, I'll put a bow inside the sky to remind you of my seal, that I'm not going to kill y'all. So now let's see what happened to those conditions of not eating blood and not shedding blood. Let's see what happened. Your bottom 11 and 2 out.
This is Yabbalam, chapter 11, verse 2. And the sons of Noah began to war on each other, and to take captive, and to slay each other, and to shed the blood of men on the earth, and to eat blood.
Do what?
And to shed the blood of men on the earth, and to eat blood.
What was the conditions of this barat?
And not eat blood, nor shed blood.
The conditions found in Genesis 9, 1 through 17 was, don't shed blood, meaning innocent blood. Don't shed innocent blood. Not meaning don't defend yourself. Don't shed innocent blood, and don't eat blood. Those are two of the main conditions of Genesis 9, that barat. So when the Christian church, or when Christian dogma tries to take you back to Genesis to try to circumvent Abraham's contract or covenant, and show you that, well, everybody's in covenant with God. Let's go to Genesis 9. First of all, it wasn't a true covenant. It was a barat. And then those conditions of the barat have been breached. So if it was a true karite and you breached the terms, what should happen? Anybody?
Yes.
Con. A true karite means breach of contract could lead to death. So right here in Jubilees 11, we're finding out that Noah's sons just breached the conditions. So if that was a true covenant Karaite, why are we still here? Because it wasn't a Karaite, it was a Barak. It was an oath the Most High sealed by his bow, and even though they breached it, he could bring the flood again. Because that bow had a condition: don't y'all shed blood and don't eat blood. How long we been shedding blood on this earth? Centuries. So by right, the Most High can flood the earth again because we didn't keep our part of the by right. Any comments or questions about that? Am I stretching this thing? Is it too hard to see? Y'all talk to me. Read on out.
And to build strong cities and walls and towers, and individuals began to exalt themselves above the nation, and to found the beginnings of kingdoms, and to go to war against people, and nation against nation, and city against city, and all began to do evil, and to acquire arms, and to teach their sons war, and they began to capture cities, and to sell male and female slaves.
So we're gonna wrap this up shortly and just continue next week if the Most High spares our lives. When you hear the Christian dogma, these apologists try to circumvent Abraham, because we have so many people teaching the word of the Most High now. They're constantly having uh, conferences how to combat, and you can't combat the prophecies. Anybody with a third grade, no, Slakia, let me not be so harsh. Anybody with like a sixth grade or seventh grade reading level, you can understand reading this Bible in comprehension, in context, everything points back to Abraham. And that's why they try to go back to Genesis 9 and say the whole world is in covenant with Abba. And now that's why we're pointing out, A, Genesis 9 wasn't a true covenant. And B, even the oath he made with the world has breached that because Noah's sons or grandsons are now selling slaves, eating blood, shedding blood. So when they try to go back to Genesis 9, you could bring them here and show them your rhetoric doesn't match up. Your rhetoric is out of context. Any comments or questions before we move on? Right, I think this may be the last slide. We're going to park here. This is Yabalam 11, 4 through 5. 4 through 5.
Ma, this is Yabalam, or Jubilees, chapter 11, verse 4. And the prince, Mastema, exerted himself to do all this. He set forth other spirits, those which were put under his hand, to do all manner of wrong and sin, and all manner of transgression, to corrupt and destroy, and to shed blood upon the earth. For this reason, he called the name of Sarug. For everyone turned to do all manner of sin and transgression. I think we lost your audio again.
Right, can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay, okay. It's my side. It's saying my connection. We about to wrap up. Devil don't like this. We about to wrap up though. Where did you stop off at?
I finished it. The I read
So This prince is a fallen one of the fallen angels, and they're calling him Mastema. So Mastema is being credited with corrupting this generation, and they're calling the name of the place Shirag or Sarag. I'm not sure if it's the SH or the Sa, but if you put that word Shirag back into the glyphs, you see the two front teeth for Shah, the head of the man for Ra, and then that backwards L is the foot. So you're being separated from the Most High's walk. You're being separated from the Most High's walk if we use the Shah. If we use the Sa, it's couple ways you can do this. You are attacking the Most High's walk, because with that sticker bush, it's sometimes had the connotation of a weapon, or you can even use it as the connotation of you're hiding the Most High's walk, because the sticker bush we often use to cover things up, to hide our goodies and stuff like that. So the name of the place is either Shirag or Sarag. You're walking away or turning away from the Most High's walk. And this is all to let you know that you can't circumvent the Abrahamic contract. They can try to go back to Noah and use the Noahide covenant. And we're pointing out that there is no Noahide covenant. The Most High just gave them an oath, but the conditions of the oath were breached. Narai, you had something up?
Khan. Just another way I look at Sorag, if that is the correct character. The sticker bush, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, it's in that word pasal, which is the same word for idol. And the sticker bush can be like a writing tool to like trace. So Sarag is like you're imitating or tracing man's ways or walk. So that's one way I looked at it.
Absolutely. There's, again, once you learn the culture, uh, the context is going to determine if you're right or wrong, and that context is right. I mean, the way you process the glyphs, and it's just it's a testament that the Most High's walk, or his laws, because the Most High's walk is a Hebrewism for the commandments, and the Most High's walk, or his way of life for us, hasn't changed. It's always keep my commandments and live. Keep my commandments and live. So you fast forward. We went all the way back to Noah days, and you see the text say Noah was perfect and excelled the whole mankind except Enoch. So going way back to righteous Noah, we had commandments to live by. And when we fast forward to Yahushua, the Messiah, the only son of the only begotten son right now, he came teaching them to repent. Repent means what? Repentatouch. Do the law again. Return to the law again. There's nowhere around. This Christian dogma is destroying our people's minds. And our job, or my goal, as long as I'm here, is to help destroy Christian dogma and to resurrect the original Hebrew Israelites. Sister Amanai, you have something?
Khan, I just have like, I don't know, it's not a question, it's just a comment really. Yabalam, that also means Jubilees, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so they have some mistranslations even in the Apocrypha, because why would they call the fallen angel or refer to him as a prince?
Prince in the Hebrew is a shar, and it just means that you're a leader. It also can be, remember, shar also is the word for leaven. So that's a great question. That's another, man, we're going to be here all day. That's another example, sis, how these pagans don't understand the language or the culture, because you use the word prince, and in the Greco-Roman sense, a prince is something positive. But our word shar, which can mean prince, can also mean separated from the Father. That's where the word leaven comes from. Leaven means separated from the Father. The word shar also means hair, because your hair is separated from your head. So this, man, sis, that was a great example. Man, we're gonna be here all night. That's just another great example how these translators who are pagans who didn't take the time to learn the glyphs, they learned that crazy Yiddish mess, and now you think you know the language, and now you're using the word prince, and prince has a positive connotation, but the word shar can have three different connotations. Shar can means leaven, separated from the father. Shar can means hair, and shar can means prince, because Sarah had her name changed to Shara. She gave life to the princes. She gave life to the princes. So man, that is, Sister Amanaya, that was the perfect capstone to today's class, pointing out that you have these pastors, these preachers, all these people, you're teaching from a text, you don't even understand the culture. You're teaching from a text, you don't even understand the culture. Great example, sis. Great example.
The water.
Anyone else? Anyone else? So I think we're gonna park here. We've been going long enough, and I don't want to beat you down. It's just this Genesis 9 is a perfect example of how religious dogma, they err greatly when attempting to return to pre-Abrahamic oaths, because Noah's sons failed to meet the explicit conditions established in the post-deluge. Those conditions established in Genesis 9, Noah's grandsons broke those conditions. So when these clergymen, these apologists feel that, oh, they're gonna just rebut everything we're talking about and show that it don't matter about Abraham, it don't matter about Jacob, it don't matter about being Hebrew, because the whole world is in covenant. Their doctrine, their religion makes no sense. More importantly, the text doesn't agree with them. So with that, I think we're gonna park here for today. We've been going long enough. All praises to the great I Am for this understanding. I give all honor and glory to Abba Yah, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, my Messiah, my older brother. I thank him so much for his mercy, his patience with me. Any comments or questions before we close out?